Hi, Tia. First of all, let me say that I understand your pain. I hear and understand your pain, and it's certainly valid. Estrangement by proxy, which is when someone is demotivated behind someone else other than your child, is really pushing for the estrangement, whether or not it was by poisoning the relationship between you and your son or, giving him the ultimatum, as you had said in your post. And then they estrange you. And it's just like, but I'm mom. You never thought that you would ever be in a situation like that. Something similar happened to me with one of my children. I have multiple children where this applies. Well, technically, this unique situation that you explained or described, there's one in particular that really stands out. And this really involves him wanting to live a different lifestyle and connected with people who were about that lifestyle and basically was, I guess, doing the same thing, telling him that, yay, this is what you have to do. And unfortunately, from his eyes, I wasn't a keeper for my own son, who was once known as the mama's boy, and the golden child amongst his siblings. But anyway, so he decided to have this, this relationship, which really didn't include me. There was no conversation. It was just cut off, and it was devastating. What makes it even worse is that shortly after that, a few years after that, my mother passed away, who was very close. My father passed away, which obviously is his grandparents. I haven't heard a word, a peep, just want to make sure you was okay. It was like erasure. That's devastating. That is painful. And that is a pain that I call it a sacred pain, because this is, excuse me, it cannot be compared to my boyfriend left me and I'm hurting, or, I lost in business, I had some losses. It can't be compared to that. This pain is only understandable by those who have walked in it. So let's talk about compassion, right? Because that's how you ended, but the question, how can you have compassion after that? Because you forgive them. You just simply, doesn't mean that you return to things as usual. I would certainly, well, I can't speak for you, but I know for me, it couldn't be that way because there was so many damages that was done. And the person that I knew him once to be, prior to, I guess, the remake that he made of himself now, and it's been about 10 years or so, what he used to be was a person that you could reach. You could always, that one child that you have where one is crazy and ballistic all the time, just, you never know what she or he is going to do. Excuse me. And then you have another child who's more responsible, but that was him. And so I had to learn to forgive him over and over and over again in my heart, because that stabbed me really deeply, really hard. And it wasn't at the age of 18. For you, it was 47. For me, it was 25 or 26. 26, I think he was. And so it's painful. I get it. But you have to forgive him for yourself. It's wrong. It doesn't validate it. It just says you can't, this debt that you now put, because that's what forgiveness is, this debt that you now put, I'm going to erase it because you can't even pay me back for the years, the tears, the cries that I've had. You can't pay me back for that. Prayerfully, you guys will, reconnect and create a new relationship, because you're not going to be the same after this. And you shouldn't have to pretend to be or try to be. But in that forgiveness, once you begin to go through that process of really releasing it from your heart, and it takes time, the forgiveness, what some people I don't think know, is that forgiveness is actually a decision. Your feelings eventually have to make up for it, catch up to it. It's similar to you going to the gym and you're saying that I'm going to work out. Now your mind and your body is just like, no, and we ain't doing this, but you made the decision and you're dragging your mind and your body to the gym to work out, and eventually your mind and your body will get in line. Well, it's sort of kind of like that, but it may take a little bit of time. And there's times where you may have to say to yourself out loud, no, I forgave him already. I forgave him, because it's a devastating wound. one of the things about us moms is, first of all, being a mother is part of a sacred club. I've always thought so. We can go to the playground when they're toddlers and or children, and we take them all to the park, and we bump into each other. We don't know each other. We don't know each other's life, but we have a connection because we're moms. And so that's the same here. We have that connection because this is a sacred pain. I don't know a better way of saying it. And once you begin to forgive him, then you'll be able to have compassion if conversation ever happens. And there need to be understanding on both sides, like you said and like I said. Both sides. This is not just a one person that blew up this relationship. And here's the thing, and I know I've been screaming this. I probably will continue to scream this to everyone who's watching, who's looking, who's hearing, that you guys forget, number one, these are grown children. Number two, the moment they made the decision that they are going to cut off their mother, they instantly put that mother in trauma. That is emotional and psychological abuse. Under any other circumstance, that's what it would be termed. Just because it's your children doesn't change it. Actually, it makes it worse. It's like a spiritual, emotional matricide, or physical, well, not physical, but like an emotional, psychological matricide or patricide for fathers that has happened. And so we can't act like, oh my goodness, you're not taking it. No, you're not taking responsibility. You're saying that I made errors in my parenting. Those were not intentional. But your no contact, that was intentional. That's a big giant, that's a buckshot. That thing is painful, and it hits many areas in your life. And so I know that I went on. I wanted to just I didn't want to type all this, so there's that. But I also wanted to respond to this because you're not alone. Estrangement by proxy is a real thing. It's confusing. It's painful. It's like, how dare you do this? I'm the one who's always been here, and then this happens. And so I do want to let you know that there is a brighter day. I don't know where you are in your process. You do want to have compassion for anybody. You don't want this to turn your heart, because that's what this really is. If I haven't emphasized it, let me just be clear on that. The forgiveness is for you. The compassion is for you. And so this is why I'm pushing that. And it takes time. Oh gosh, I went through some things. Yeah, you go through a lot of changes, in the process of this, trying to reclaim, your equilibrium, because you've just been so used to being a mom to that individual. So I hope what I said helped. If so, drop it in the comments area. Don't forget to like, share, and follow. I would love to stay in contact with you. And for those others who are watching, have you ever had estrangement by proxy? Is that something that you've dealt with, or that you're dealing with, or probably didn't know the term, but you're dealing with a situation where it's someone else who's involved in causing that no contact with your adult child? So drop it in the comments area. We'd love to know. Tia, thank you so much. And we're standing with you. You have a whole relentless, strong group of moms who are standing with you. God bless.